Hello, guys. Welcome. I think this lighting is a little. Hello, guys. Welcome to Dee's World. Today, we're talking about toxic family members. Okay. So, you guys, before I get started, just know that I have a podcast called So Here's the Thing that I will be bringing to YouTube, and I'm very excited about it. This is going to be a raw, uncut side of me. I'm a Gemini, so you guys know I have two sides. I'm sweet, I'm nice, I'm very sheltered and shy and standoffish, but at the same time, I do speak what's on my mind, and I want that side to come out sometimes. I mean, why not? I think a lot of people need to hear it, and so these videos like toxic family members, people who to trust, people who not to trust. I talk about things on my podcast like different things that's going on in the media and everything, but I give my personal opinion, okay? And I really put it out there. I just say what I want to say on my podcast, and I want you guys to subscribe to the channel. I have not started the channel yet. It is in the works. Okay, so once I drop the channel, I'm going to drop a video. Encourage you guys to go over there because y'all are not going to want to miss it. Okay, so today we're talking about toxic family members. We all have them, right? You all have a family member that are toxic. Now, I can admit, and I can say this, I'm very thankful for my mother and my grandfather and my grandmother and my brother, my aunt, and my cousins. I've had a great experience. No, I have not always been, me. Sometimes I get aggravated with my mom. Sometimes she get aggravated with me. Sometimes my brother get aggravated with me. Sometimes I get aggravated with my brother. But we're not toxic towards each other. It's a difference between getting upset with a family member, or y'all are just at differences at the moment, but being toxic. Toxic is just what it is. It's not good for you. You see what I'm saying? My mother, I need my mom. My mom is good for me. She helps me in areas that I need help in. She tells me, hey, hun, hey, sweetheart, you need to start praying more. You need to open up your Bible and pray more. Pray for this, pray for that. My brother, I help him, he helps me. We're not toxic for each other. So toxic means that you are not increasing. Remember, I talked about my other video, I talk about increasers. They're not increasing you in any kind of way. Every time you come around them, energy shift, change. They look at you weird. They look at you funny. They never include you in anything. They're always picking out the bad points about you. They never congratulate you on anything. Everything they're always talking about you behind your back. They talk more behind your back than they talk to your face. Those are toxic family members. Get away from them immediately, okay? Or you will become what they're saying you are, because if you swim in that toxic mess, that toxic trash, you're going to begin to smell like it. You're going to begin to feel like it. You're going to begin to be it. So if you are around toxic family members, get away, okay, until they can change. And sadly to say, some of them won't change. Some of them just won't. All right, so let's go to the top. Let's go to the top. How can I say this? I'm going to let you guys know how you know a family member is toxic. Number one, they never pick up the phone and call you. If a family member never picks up the phone and give you a call just to say, oh my God, how you doing? How's your day been going? Okay, I'm from the South, so I have a little country swing to me. They just never reach out. Okay, they never reach out to your children. They never reach out to you. They never just don't even know you, to be honest. They don't know you, period. Okay, so that's toxic. They could care less about you. But what And people will say, oh, but they're just staying to themselves. I'm staying to myself. But this could be a brother. This could be a sister. This could be a mom. This could be a dad. This could be um, a cousin that you grew up with, and you think that y'all are this fantastic family, but they don't even pick up the phone and call you. They could care less. That's toxic. And if you constantly calling them and reaching out to them and they don't do the same, that's toxic. Because you got to think about this. You have to think about it like this. I think a lot of times we give our family members little passes because they're family, they're blood, right? But if you were in a relationship with a guy or a girl and they never picked up the phone and called you, yeah, you're probably blowing their phone up constantly. But guess what your girlfriend gonna tell you? Why you keep calling them and they don't call you? You know, why do you keep reaching out to them and they could even care less about you or trying to reach out to you? You know what I mean? So that's the same way we have to approach family. If you constantly reaching out to them and they don't reach back out to you, they don't care. Love them from a distance. Love them from, no one is saying just get rid of them. Love them from a distance, because then that will shorten you and shrink you. Pray for them. I'm a Christian, so of course I love to pray for people, and prayer works. You just never know. It could change things around. Number two, if your family member always tell you something last, you the last person to know. Uh, Everyone else knew about the big party before you did, okay? But you were down the line. Okay, it's almost like how you have the food chain. The family members that they respect the most, they knew about the party, but you down the line in the food chain, they told you last. Like, dude, if you're telling me last about a party or you telling me last about an event, uninvite me. I don't want to come, because if I'm the last to know, that shows you how you think about me. That you think that I'm scum if I'm the last person to know about an event. You know what I mean? That's toxic. We teach people how to treat us. If we constantly accept that BS and that trash and that toxicness from people, they're going to continue to do it. We have to teach people how to treat us. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm an introvert. I don't like parties. I don't even like people, to be honest. I don't like to be around people. I don't. And this coming from an introvert. I don't. My mom for my 40th, she was like, let's have a party. And I'm like, I can't. I don't want to. You know what I mean? But guess what? When it comes to my family, I pick up the phone and I call my mom every day. If I don't call my mom, she calling me. My brother, if I don't call him, he's calling me. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I'm an introvert, but I make that extra effort to be in my family space, because that's my family. I love my family. You know what I mean? We're I feel like we're one. I love my family. Now, it's a lot of people that are not introverted and just don't give a dang on about you. They don't call you. They tell you things last. That is toxic. And if you constantly and they know what they're doing. These are adults. And if you constantly have to remind them of what they're doing and they still doing the same thing, they do not value you or care anything about you at all. They do not care. Okay? They do not care. Isn't that a song or something? I don't know. But if you're the last to know about an event, last to know about this or that, they could care less about you. That's a toxic family member. Okay? Number 3, I will have to say energy. I am big on energy. I don't know what it is about us women. We have a instinct and an energy vibe that is unmatched. When you walk into the room with your family, they're supposed to be inviting. They're supposed to be hugging on you. Even if they don't hug, because my grandmother wasn't really a big hugger, you know what I mean? But I could feel her energy. I knew she was excited to see me. And then some days she like, D, you acting up. Let me call your mama so she can pick you up, okay? But my family, I knew I was loved. I knew that they loved me. You know what I mean? If you walk into a room with your family and the energy shifts, You immediately go from them having a good time to a shift to like barely speaking, don't acknowledge you, um treating, and because it's you, they're going to treat your kids the same way they treat you. They don't acknowledge your kids, they don't acknowledge your significant other. They just, the whole room just shifts and change, okay? That's toxic. Especially if you haven't done anything to them. Now, if you have done things to them, um I mean, oh my god, bad things to them, to your family, okay, this video is not for you. But if you are, you know who I'm talking about, you are a good person, you love your family, your heart is always open, you always there to show up, you're always, you know, there to put that smile on your face. I have walked in rooms before with families smiling, hi, still didn't open their mouths and still didn't speak. Growing up, my parents taught me that that is very rude, to walk into a place and you don't speak. I would get, remember back in the day, you'd get pinched. My mom always told me, girl, when you walk into a room, you open your mouth and you speak. And that's how I teach my girls. I don't know if it's a black mama thing or what it is, but when I teach my girls and I teach my sons that same thing. When you walk into a room, you speak, you open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're coming to you, especially if they're coming in your space, you open your mouth and speak and greet your guests. Even though it's your family, you still greet it. But I know you guys have been into some family events, and as soon as you walk in, everybody just, that's not good. That's not good. I don't care what y'all, some people have came to a point where they're just like, this is just what it is. But guess what? This is when it becomes what it is. When you walk in the room, they do that. When the next person walk in the room, they do that. When more family walk in the room, they do that. But they only do it when you walk in the room, that, and you haven't done anything to them. That's toxic. That's a problem. But if you walk in the room and it's just something that they do with everybody, okay, cool. But if they only do it with you and your children and your significant other, that is toxic. Dismiss. Don't stop attending those events. Why to attend something? Why to attend something and they're going to treat you like trash every single time? Stop going. The next time your toxic family member invites you somewhere, decline. Okay? Glad decline. They say, oh, why you not coming? Tell them the truth. Every time I come in, you guys don't speak. You treat us like trash. I thought maybe it was just something you did, but every time any other family member walk in, you got a big splitini smile on your face. But when I come in, it's a problem. So why do you want to invite the problem to the cookout or to the or wherever you're at? Okay, stop inviting me if it's always a problem with my presence. Okay, that's toxic. I would say another thing too, you would know if you have a toxic family member, is if you're always a problem. They never see their problem. That's as a narcissist. That is not only a toxic family member. That's a narcissist person to never see both sides. They always see their side. Their side is right. Okay. Like, you did this to me and that is it. They never see where they fall short of something. They only see their problem. But here's the thing. You know, let's just be honest. 95% of the time when you have a toxic family member, you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. What you did wrong was succeeding. What you did wrong was prove them wrong. It's what I'm telling you guys. I could go on, and this is what I do on my podcast. What you did wrong to your family member is proving them wrong. And that is the problem. It's because you proved them wrong. So proving them wrong makes them look like crap, and they just can't take it. They're just like, oh my God, I don't know how to, I can't take it. So they then start to blame you for them being toxic. Stay away from family members like that, you guys. Please. It will mess your mental health up. Mental health is so important, and being around toxic family members, toxic people in general, will mess your mental health up. We got so much life to live. We can be traveling right now, starting businesses, enjoying our significant other, our children, like I said, traveling, doing things, reading our favorite books, and just having fun and enjoying life. Versus then getting in a gumbo pot of toxic family members. I'm not gonna do it. That's just me. I'm not doing it. I will dismiss myself immediately. You know what I mean? Now, come on, women. Now, if you were in a bad relationship and you saw the guy was toxic, if you were smart, you'll dismiss, you'll move, you will get out of it. Okay? If you saw that when he get around any other woman, he's treating them like gold, but then when he around you, he treats you like trash, you'll move away. You'll dismiss. But you can't do that to your family. Yes, I know we love our family and all of that great stuff, but our mental health is way more important than to be swimming amongst people that could care less. It makes no sense, because at the end of the day, they are people. So yeah. Another way you could tell a family member is toxic is if they constantly talking about you behind your back. Real family, honest family that truly love you are not going to talk about you behind your back. No, they're going to call you. They're going to call you and they're going to say, hey, it's some things I need to talk to you about. I don't talk about my mom behind her back. I don't talk about my brother behind her back. My mom, hopefully she don't talk about me behind my back. I'm playing. Doesn't talk about me behind my back. My grandmother never talked. My grandmother told anything she did say about me, guess what? She probably have already told me already. You know what I mean? Like my mom, same thing. My mom, anything that she has said to me and my brother, I get on her nerves or I did something I wasn't supposed to do. So, they can just tell you what they want in your face. Anything that my mom or my brother or my grandparents, they've said anything, my grandparents are no longer with me. But, my grandmother has always been a person to say what's on her mind. And they would tell me in my face. If you have family members that don't ever talk to you, but they're constantly talking about you, that is toxic. What are they talking about? They barely know you, because they don't even talk to you on a regular basis. So how are they talking to you, talking about you, when they don't even know who you are? They don't even know where you've been, what you've been through, your favorite meal to cook on Friday nights, the last movie you watched. They don't know any of that. But they're constantly talking about you. That's toxic. That's toxic. And it's jealousy and it's envy and it's evil. Like I can't deal. You know what I mean? You pray for those people and you keep it pushing. But that is a sign of toxicness. If you've heard through the grapevine that a family member have said this about you when you haven't even talked to them in months, that's not good. You know what I mean? Or if you have talked to them, you called them up and they were nice to you over the phone, but then you heard that they were saying stuff behind your back. You know what I mean? Instead of telling you, if they care about you and they see maybe you going down the wrong path or you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, they would call you. They would say, hey, such and such, your eating habits are getting out of hand. I love you and I don't want to see you, go down this route. Let's get some menu plans together or something, instead of saying, oh my God, he didn't gain weight, he fat, fat shaming you, and all this other kind of stuff. No, that's not what family does. Family don't do that. So if you have a family member that is part of the problem and not part of the solution, that's going into my next one. That's toxic. A family member that is not part of the solution, but they're always part of the problem. They can tell you everything you're doing wrong, but they can never tell you how you can fix your problem. That is toxic. Stop telling it. When you go see a therapist, the therapist are going to come in and say, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. everything that you do is just wrong. Now get out of my office. Thanks for the pay. No, they're going to help you, encourage you. They're going to say, hey, this is some of the things that you should do. You know, if a family member come to me and say, hey, my business isn't doing good, I'm not going to say, that's your fault. You should have did this. You should have did that. You should have did that. Of course, I might be frustrated. I might be thinking that maybe, but the main thing I'm going to do is help them. Don't talk to me if you don't have a solution. Why are you adding to the problem? I already know what I did wrong. If you go to a family member and you told them, hey, you've been, messing with your baby daddy, and you weren't supposed to, and you knew he was a bad guy, and he been married 3 or 4 times, or blah blah this and that, and you go to a family member and they just, I told you, da, da, da. I understand that some family members do to get on you, because back in the day, your grandma, your mom used to get on you. I come from some strong women, and they will get on you. But at the same time, they have a solution. If you go to a family member and they are part of the problem all the time, never giving you a solution, it's always problem after what you did wrong, what you should have did, and what you did, and they never give you a solution, that's toxic. That's toxic. You ain't part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. You're always part of the problem. That's toxic. Also, too, if you have a family member that devalue you, they never think of you as they do other siblings. They think of you this small. That's toxic. They never think of you as Beyonce fans think of Beyonce. They think of you as that homeless person, that homeless man that they walk past all the time and never even try to help that person. I'm telling you, some family members treat you like that. And here's the thing. You could have a successful marriage, beautiful children. You could be educated, college graduate, awesome job. But people don't value you based off of the things that you have all the time. And that's what we have to realize, because at the end of the day, this family, right? So family not going to always value you based upon the car you drive, the house you stay in. They just value you because they have made up in their mind who they value and who they don't value. Stop trying to outdo and outshine just to win value points. Who are you? I know you're my family, but you're not God. You don't wake me up every morning. You don't pay my bills. I'm not about to go all out my way to make you value me when you don't. You either value me or you don't. I'm not about to go out my way. My husband, he valued me when I was just a stay-at-home mom. He values me when I have my businesses. My husband valued me before I had a college degree. He valued me after I had a college degree. My husband valued me when I was fat. He valued me when I lost weight. I gained the weight back a little bit. I gained a lot of that weight back after I had my 4th child. He still values me. Family members are supposed to value you at all stages of your life, not just when you're doing good. They're supposed to value you when you're doing great as well. They're supposed to value you even when you're not doing so great, because you're family, remember? So I value my brother. When my brother, before he had his trucking company, my brother now has a trucking company. I'm also going to put him on my podcast too, because I want him to talk about the life of truckers and everything. So I can't wait to do that with him. But I value my brother before he had his company. I value my brother when he has his company. It's a cherry on the top now that he has his own trucking company. Yes, that's a cherry on the top, but I still look at him as Duke. That's my nickname for him. I look at him as my brother. No matter what he have, no matter what he don't have, that's my brother, and I'm going to value him. He's up here, okay? And the same with my mom. I value my mom when she worked downtown at the county office, I think. And I valued her when she had her business. I value my mom because that's my mom. But you will be surprised at how many family members devalue their children based off of the job they have, based off of where they stay, based off their circumstances, based off of the tribulations that they're going through. You know what I mean? And then once they get it together, then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm proud of you. Like, come on. You know, value your family members at all stages. But if you have a family member that only value you based off of where you are in life, that's toxic. Or don't value you at all no matter what you've done in life, that's toxic. Okay, guys, so I hope this really helped you out a lot. I'm not telling you guys to completely cut off your family members, but it is in your healthy mental health being to, you know what I'm talking about, you guys, when you walk into the room and you feel that energy of people who look at you funny, don't want you there, don't want to be around you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Slowly dismiss yourself from that, because it's going to affect your mental health. It's going to affect it. And if you swim in that, you will become that. Don't force relationships. If they don't want a relationship with you, they don't want a relationship with you. Pray about it, keep it moving, and may God help them. They need to come around you. They need to figure out what's in them that's making them feel this way about you. You know what I mean? It's not your duty to fix their mental health, because that's what it is. They have a mental health issue when it comes to you. So it's up to them to fix that. It's not your job. You know, don't put your children in a toxic environment. Yeah, you see, you're a mom, and you know your significant other family treats them like trash, don't treat them as great as they treat their other grandkids or their other cousins. Take your kids out of that. Do not put your kids in that. Don't do that, because would you put your kids in a daycare facility that treated all the other kids worse? I mean, treat all the other kids better than they treated your kids, and treated your kids worse? No, you would unplug. You would tell them, hey, I'm going to another daycare where my kids are treated fairly. You have to do that with family. That will cause a problem. It will cause a mental health issue with your children. Your children, as they get older, they're going to see, oh my God, like, they don't like me. But you want to keep your kids protected. You don't want them around that. I feel like I'm talking to someone right now. If you are around family, cousins that just never liked you for no reason, hasn't like, you ain't done nothing, they just don't like you for no reason, step away. That's not your problem, that's theirs. Step away, pray for them, and just love them from a distance. Okay, it's nothing, you guys. I'm so sorry, my nose is so itchy because I did like a little facial earlier. But it's nothing you can do, because it's their problem. They have the problem. It's not you. It's not you. And don't think that it's you. It's not you. It's them. If you are in a situation where family don't ever pick up the phone and call you, but they're blaming you because you don't come around, they never call you to see what you're doing, they don't know what your kids are doing, they never ask you anything, but yet they're calling other family members and they're engaging with other family members and just leaving you to be the Bruno. Y'all ever seen that that animated film? We don't talk about Bruno, no. In reality, Bruno wasn't doing anything. It was a reason why he dismissed himself from that family. In reality, it's something that he was feeling, that the reason why he dismissed himself. And a lot of us are Brunos. You know what I mean? A lot of us are him. And we're looked at as the villain because we decide to not engage in toxicness, and we're looked at as the villain. You see there? I remember back in the day, my grandmother used to say, D, I ain't gonna say one word, because if I say something, then I'll become the villain. But guess what? I don't give a dang on if I become the villain. I'm not about to put myself or my children or my husband or my mom, my brother, any of them in toxic environments just so I can say I have a huge family. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. So you guys, if you have toxic family members, I highly suggest that you pray about it. Keep your mental health on guard. If it's somebody super close, like your mom, your brothers, and your sisters, I know it's hard. It'll be hard for you, but you have to keep going and love them from a distance. You know, if they call you, hey, how you doing? I love you, this and that. But as far as gathering, and even if you say, hey, I'm gonna give it a try, and they do it again, like how many tries are you gonna have to go through before you say, I can't do this anymore? You know, we are important. We are important. We are valuable. We don't have to allow people to treat us any kind of way. This is just part 2. Again, I'm going to do more videos like this on my podcast. I think it's needed. I think people need to hear it. And you guys, I hope that if you have toxic family members in your life, that you continue to pray and that you protect your mental health. Okay, guys? So thanks again for coming to Dee's World, and I will see you guys for another video. Bye. Mwah.